Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we will talk about 5 special quarters from the United States. Each coin has its own design and history. Most of these quarters are common, but some rare ones can be worth a lot of money, especially if they are in perfect condition or have mistakes. Let's take a closer look at what makes these coins different and why many people like to collect them. Let's get started. First up, we are talking about the 1776 to 1976 Bicentennial Quarter. Some of these coins have sold for over $8,000, and one special silver version even sold for around $19,000. Many people check their pocket change or old coin jars hoping to find one. Let's look at the design, how many were made, and what gives them value. This quarter was made to mark 200 years of American independence, from 1776 to 1976. That's why, instead of just 1 year, this coin has 2 years on the front, 1776 to 1976, just below George Washington's face. The back of the coin also has a special design. It shows a colonial drummer boy with a torch and a ring of stars. This design was created by Jack L. Ahr and was chosen in a national contest. It replaced the regular eagle that you normally see on quarters. Now let's talk about how many were made. At the Philadelphia Mint, which has no mint mark, over 809 million of these quarters were struck. At the Denver Mint, which uses a D mint mark, they made about 860 million more. That means more than 1.6 billion bicentennial quarters were produced altogether. Because of that large number, most bicentennial quarters are very common. If the coin has been used, or is scratched or worn down, it is usually worth just 25 cents, which is its face value. Even in better condition, regular ones might sell for 50 cents or $1. But some special types are worth more. The U.S. Mint also made 40% silver bicentennial quarters. These were not put into circulation. They were sold in special coin sets to collectors and were made at the San Francisco Mint, marked with an S. One of these silver quarters, graded in nearly perfect condition, sold at auction for about $19,200. Also, even regular bicentennial quarters can have value if they are in perfect condition. One coin, graded MS 68, sold for around $8,400 at auction. MS 68 means the coin looks nearly flawless, with no marks or wear. These coins are very hard to find, especially from circulation. There are also error coins, which can make a big difference in value. For example, a coin struck off-center, with a double image, or made with the wrong metal can be very rare. These types of errors are not easy to find, but when they appear, collectors are ready to pay more for them. So when someone says a no mint mark bicentennial quarter is worth $4,000, that is possible, but only in rare cases. The coin would need to be in very high grade, or have a minting error, or be one of the silver versions in top condition. A regular coin, even one that looks nice, is not likely to be worth that much. If you believe you have a special one, you can send it to a trusted grading service like PCGS or NGC. They will check the condition and look for any errors. That's the best way to know the real value of your coin. Next up is the 2022 P Maya Angelou Quarter. Some people have seen listings or auction results showing this coin selling for over $2,000, and that makes it interesting for collectors and even beginners. Let's take a look at why this coin was made, what makes it different, and how it can sometimes sell for high prices. This quarter is part of a special coin series called the American Women Quarters program, which started in 2022. It honors 5 different American women each year from 2022 to 2025. Maya Angelou was the first person featured in the series. She was a writer, poet, and civil rights activist who made a big impact in American history. The front of the coin shows the same portrait of George Washington that we are used to, but it's facing the opposite direction. This version of Washington's portrait was originally designed in 1932 by Laura Garden Fraser, one of the first famous female sculptors in U.S. history. The Mint chose this design to fit with the theme of honoring women. The back of the coin shows Maya Angelou with her arms raised, a bird in flight, and rays of sunshine behind her. This design was made to show her spirit and energy, inspired by her famous poem, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. It's one of the most unique and powerful quarter designs in recent years. The P Mint mark means this coin was made at the Philadelphia Mint. The U.S. Mint made millions of these quarters for circulation. So most of the 2022 Maya Angelou quarters are very common and are only worth 25 cents if they've been used. However, there are a few special things to look for. Some 2022 P Maya Angelou quarters have been found with mint errors. One popular example is called the drooling George error. This is a small dye chip that appears near George Washington's mouth, making it look like there's something dripping from his lip. Another known error is called the nesting bird, where a dye chip near the bird's beak looks like it is holding a stick. These small errors happen during the minting process and are not part of the design. But collectors enjoy finding them. Some of these error coins have sold for prices between $100 and $300, and a few have sold for more depending on the condition and the size of the error. There have also been listings and auction reports claiming some Maya Angelou quarters have sold for $2,300 or more, but these are not common. To reach that kind of value, the coin would need to be in perfect condition, graded MS 68 or higher, and have a clear rare error. Coins in this condition are very hard to find in everyday change. So while most 2022 Maya Angelou quarters are not worth more than face value, a few have brought higher prices due to errors and condition. If you think you have one that looks unusual or is in excellent shape, it's a good idea to have it checked. You can send the coin to a grading company like PCGS or NGC. They will tell you the coin's grade and if it has any errors. Now let's look at the 2022 P Wilma Mankiller Quarter. This coin has been talked about because some people say it has sold for more than $1,000, even though it is still a new coin. So let's go over its design background, how many were made, and what makes some of them more valuable than others. This quarter is part of the American Women Quarters program, just like the Maya Angelou coin. The series began in 2022 to honor women who made an important impact in American history. Wilma Mankiller was the second woman featured in the series and the first Native American woman to appear on a U.S. quarter. Wilma Mankiller was the first female principal chief of the Cherokee Nation. She worked to support Native American communities through education, health care, and leadership. Her work helped many people, and she is remembered as a strong and dedicated leader. On the front of the coin you will see George Washington facing left. This is the same design used in all quarters from the American Women series made by Laura Garden Fraser. It was originally designed in 1932 but used for the first time in 2022. On the back the coin shows Wilma Mankiller looking forward with the Cherokee Nation seal to her right. She is wearing traditional clothing and behind her are sun rays symbolizing hope and leadership. The words Principal Chief and Cherokee Nation are also written on the coin. The letter P on the coin means it was made at the Philadelphia Mint. Millions of these coins were made for everyday use. Because of that, most Wilma Mankiller quarters are very common and are only worth 25 cents if they've been used. But some coins in mint condition or with errors have sold for more money. There are a few reports online of Wilma Mankiller quarters selling for up to $1,300, but these sales are usually based on rare errors, high grades, or strong demand from collectors when the coin was first released. Right now there are not many known mint errors for this coin like there are for the Maya Angelou Quarter. That means it's harder to find examples of Wilma Mankiller quarters that sell for very high prices. However, some people have sold them for $100 to $300 if the coin was in very high condition or came straight from a fresh roll with no damage. For a coin like this to sell for over $1,000, it would likely need to be graded MS 68 or higher and have a clear mint error or be in perfect shape with no marks at all. These kinds of coins are rare and hard to find in pocket change. If you think you have a Wilma Mankiller quarter that looks perfect or has something unusual about it, it's best to have it graded by a trusted company like PCGS or NGC. They will check its condition and confirm if it has any errors or special features. While most Wilma Mankiller quarters are not worth big money, the right combination of condition and rarity can make a difference. It's always a good idea to look closely and keep the best ones in a safe place just in case they become more valuable in the future. Now let's talk about the 1967 no mint mark Washington Quarter. Some people say this coin has sold for up to $5,500, and that makes many collectors and even beginners pay attention. So let's break it down. Why does this coin sometimes get attention? How common is it, and what could make it valuable? The 1967 quarter looks very much like other Washington quarters made in the 1960s. It has George Washington on the front with the word Liberty above his head and the phrase "In God We Trust" to the left. The date 1967 is at the bottom. The back of the coin has the classic eagle with outstretched wings standing on a bundle of arrows with olive branches below. This design was used from 1932 to 1998. Now here's something important: there is no mint mark on the 1967 quarter, but that's not an error. From 1965 to 1967 the U.S. Mint removed all mint marks from coins. This was done to stop people from hoarding coins during a nationwide coin shortage. So if your 1967 quarter has no mint mark, that's completely normal. The U.S. Mint made a very large number of quarters in 1967, more than 1.5 billion coins. These were struck mainly at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, but again no mint marks were used that year. Because of this high mintage, most 1967 quarters are very common and easy to find. In average circulated condition most of these coins are worth only 25 cents. Even in better condition a regular one might sell for 50 cents to $1. But some people wonder why there are reports of one being worth $5,500. The truth is this high value is only possible in very rare cases. For example, a 1967 quarter that is in mint state condition graded MS 67 or higher can bring in hundreds of dollars. The highest grades are difficult to find, especially for coins that were not made with special collector care. One of the most valuable 1967 quarters was a special mint set, SMS, coin. These coins were made with better quality for collectors. A 1967 SMS quarter with a deep cameo finish and graded SP 68 or higher could sell for several $100s or more. Some have sold at auction for over $2,000, but those are very rare. There are also a few known errors from 1967 like double die strikes or off-center coins that can increase value. If a 1967 quarter has a clear mint error and is in excellent condition it might sell for more, but not all errors are valuable. So when someone says a 1967 quarter is worth $5,500, it's only true in a special situation. It would need to be either a top-graded coin like MS 68 or have a major error or be part of a rare special mint set with a perfect strike and high contrast. If you think you have a 1967 quarter that looks perfect or different, it's a good idea to have it checked. You can send it to grading companies like PCGS or NGC. They will check the coin's quality and tell you if it has any special features that add value. Most 1967 quarters are not rare, but the few that are in top condition or have errors can be worth much more than face value. Now we're looking at the 1977 no mint mark Washington quarter. Some sources online have listed this coin for as much as $9,000, which makes people want to check their old change or coin collections. Let's talk about what makes this coin special, how common it is, and when it could really be worth a high price. The 1977 quarter has the classic design that most people are used to. On the front is George Washington, with the word Liberty above his head and "In God We Trust" on the left side. The date 1977 is at the bottom. The back of the coin shows the eagle with its wings spread sitting on arrows with olive branches underneath. This quarter was part of the regular coin production in the 1970s. It was made in 3 U.S. mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The no mint mark version means it was made at the Philadelphia Mint. Now here's a key point: the Philadelphia Mint did not use a mint mark on quarters until 1980. So if your 1977 quarter doesn't have a mint mark, that's completely normal, not a rare error. The U.S. Mint produced over 468 million quarters at the Philadelphia Mint in 1977. That's a huge number. Because of this, most 1977 no mint mark quarters are very common. In regular circulated condition they are usually only worth 25 cents, which is face value. So why do people say one is worth $9,000? This kind of high value would only be possible in very rare cases. For example, if a coin has a major mint error like being struck on the wrong metal planchet, it could be valuable. Or if a coin is in perfect condition such as MS-68 or higher with no scratches, wear or marks, it might sell for a high price. Sometimes proof error coins that were accidentally released into circulation can also be worth a lot. If someone found a 1977 quarter struck on a silver planchet, which shouldn't happen, that would be a rare error and very valuable. Also, a coin that is perfectly preserved and graded by PCGS or NGC at MS-68 could sell for a few $100s or more, depending on how much collectors want it. Most high-grade 1977 quarters sold at auctions are priced between $50 and $300 depending on their condition. Only a small number have sold for over $1,000, and those were coins in top-quality condition with special features. There are some error coins from 1977 that collectors look for. These include off-center strikes, double die on the front or back, clipped planchets, or coins struck on foreign or wrong metal blanks. If you think you have a 1977 quarter that looks different, has an error, or is in near-perfect shape, it's best to have it checked by a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They will tell you the grade and confirm if there are any errors. So, while most 1977 no-mint mark quarters are common and not worth more than face value, there is a small chance that a rare version exists. A coin with a major error or in top-grade condition could sell for more, but those are very hard to find. Still, it's worth checking your change. You never know what you might find. And even if it's not worth $9,000, it could still be something interesting to add to your collection. Thanks for watching. If you have one of these coins and want help verifying a claim, send me the grade, error type, and photos. I'll be happy to help you dig deeper. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more rare coin stories. See you next time.